It is ILR3 and we've got 5 minutes left of qualifying. I don't have a clue who's on pole because F1's timing screens are broken. Nice job, Cody's. But the person I think is on pole is Silent Assassin in the Sauber. I don't think he is your championship leader anymore. Paul has the championship standings, I do believe.
Yes, where are we? Just trying to put the live stream out. Bastos leads the championship with 27 points, followed by Josh W 1345 with 26 points, and third place Lesan Gaming 25 points, fourth place Tom 9216 with 25 points, and rounding out the top 5 is the Crumpet with 24 points.
Right, so there are your top 5 championship standings going into the Bahrain Grand Prix. We've got 4 minutes and 13 seconds remaining for the drivers to scrap it out for a place for pole position or on the front row. You don't want to be in the mid-pack going into turn 1, it can get quite clustery. I was about to say a word that I shouldn't have there on the live stream in case there is little ones watching.
Let's try one more time.
Well, Paul McGuinness, we've only seen, well, this will be only the 3rd race, but who are you backing for pole position? It's blown open to anyone. We're not sure of everyone's pace just now. Everyone seems to be mixed up.
Well, really, it's quite a tough one, but I'm going to go with, for this race, I'm going to start with Silent Assassin for pole position. But we'll see what happens at the end of this session. There is just under 3.5 minutes to go, so we'll find out soon enough.
Well, Silent Assassin was your championship leader in China, but was involved in a collision, I think, just after turn 4 and went straight up into the gravel. Silent Assassin was involved in an incident with a Ferrari, which demoted both of them to the back of the grid, but both of them managed to fight back and score some pretty decent points, both of them having very good pace around China, and maybe Silent Assassin could have won that race if that never happened. Bazza's gone wide in the Haas. It's going to compromise his lap time. I do believe he was on one because we don't actually have a timing screen yet. We need to wait for patch 1.8, which we were praying would come out today, but it hasn't. 2 minutes and 35 seconds remaining left of qualifying, and I'm pretty sure most of the drivers are out on circuit at this time. The 2 Mercedes have come out with 20 seconds remaining. 2 minutes 20 seconds remaining as Dan, his transponder is a bit broken in that Mercedes, can't quite tell where he is on the circuit.
Time 4.
I think, yeah, he's lagging a bit on my screen, there we go. Well, Baza, who was first on my screen, is now 14th, so that's gone well, thank you, Cody's. Random, for Cyber is starting a quick lap time. He's just missed the apex of turn 1 and ran extremely wide. He's put it in a half spin, and that's going to compromise that whole lap time. Well, if he drops it down into lean and saves the tires, he might be able to do another lap on those sets of tires, but it is going to compromise maybe a few percentage of weight on those compounded tires. Silent Assassin in the other Sauber, looking to get pole position. I do believe he did get pole in China. Owen Watt has retired from the session, so I'm going to stick with Silent Assassin then. One of the championship contenders, but he has dropped down a bit due to that collision in China. 25 years Sauber are in the sport with that lovely blue and gold livery, but no sponsors just yet. But Silent Assassin coming down. Key right-hander, because you've come out of a middle, quite kind of tricky middle sector, but he's managed to nail that just yet. And now, don't lock the front left going into this corner here. Very difficult to lock both tires and go straight on. Opens the DRS. Very clean from Silent Assassin with 50 seconds remaining. The Sauber driver is pushing. Number 99. The last driver to use that was Adrian Suto back in 2014, and that was also for Sauber. Maybe a common theme in the team. Very clean so far from Silent Assassin. It's getting on the power nice and early as well. Up the gears. Into gear 7, going into the final corner. Apparently he's second. Now he's the leader for me. That's, yeah, he's magically gaining positions without even crossing the line. But here comes Silent Assassin with 15 seconds to go. And it's gone fastest, but 5th. Yep, that makes sense. He's a bit late opening the DRS as well. I never really opened the DRS until he was across the start-finish line. Who else do we have out on track at the time? Sir Lanix, I do believe it is, in the Toro Rosso. Very good pace in China last time out. Went what was it, nearly 20 laps on the mediums. Managed to get himself, I think it was a 4th place finish. Toro Rosso coming home in 3rd and 4th. I think Danny got 4th, and Sir Lanix got 3rd as the Cyber pulls out of the way. But again, very clean here from Sir Lanix. I do believe that is his name. If I am wrong, correct me please.
Nope, that is. It's Sir Lanix. Yep.
Sir Lanix, number 23 for Toro Rosso, running with super softs. Rides a curve a bit. It's going to cost him a few tenths now. Down the support straight, sorry, opens the DRS. Brake just before the 50-metre board then, and chucks it into the left-hander. The cars can carry so much speed through the corners now. Keep it nice and tight through there, and he has. Can he? I think he did lock the front right there, cut the corner a bit, but I think the curve threw him a bit wide, so that's going to lose him some time. 1:50 to go of drivers to set their flying lap times. Throwing it down the gears with Sir Lanix, cutting the corner a bit there. Maybe I think he did lose some time anyway. Up to the line goes Sir Lanix, and I think he's P8. Pretty sure he's P8. Don't trust the timing screens until you see the race director. And Silent Assassin pulls into the pit lane for Cyber. We can only have a look at Silent Assassin in the Cyber as he pulls into the pit box, probably to finish his final setup changes.
I am corrected, Aidan. According to Soup Cooler, it is Sir Lane, not Sir Lanix. So I stand corrected on that
Sir
one.
Sir Lane, not Sir Lanix. Okay, thank you for that.
Obviously, just got a kiss on the end of his name, but yeah.
Yep.
It's definitely Sir Lane.
But was it Sir Lane?
Yeah, Sir Lane.
Well, it's Sir Lane then, not Sir Lanix. 35 seconds left for Silent Assassin to make his final changes in the garage. You can't change much, obviously, because of the park firmly rules. Can only change a tiny bit of the angle on the front wing, and I think it's fuel loads and stuff like that. But the grid is looking tasty for the start of this Grand Prix. It was a pretty decent qualifying section as well from all drivers. Not many mistakes out there. Very clean. Qualifying has now come to an end. So there is the grid. It is Silent Assassin on pole for Cyber. It's DNA Joe in second. Bobster third. On what is in fourth, Danny. Not Danny. Demon rounds up your top five. Someone sneezed.
It was Jack.
That put me off. Danny sixth. Lily Hart in seventh. Sir Lane is eighth. And MK Boy in the McLaren is in the top 10 on the soft compound tire. And rounding off your top 10 is Liverpool. You'll never walk alone. Very beautiful name. Paul, do you think Silent Assassin, if he avoids what happened in China, can he go on and win this race? He has shown strong signs of pace.
It will be difficult knowing DNA Joe that's in second. He's got some mega pace around this circuit, so it will be difficult. But I reckon he can just fend off Joe if he keeps it all together. But we'll see.
And Dan has left the session actually, so I do not. If he joins for the formation lap, I do believe that is Dan's race over because he has left during the results screen. Now I'm not sure how F1 works when it comes to leaving on the results screen, but I'm pretty sure his race is over before it's even started. Kaboom.
Kaboom.
It's time for the race. Hello and welcome along to Bahrain. We are under the lights at Sakir. The drivers are faced with many challenges on the circuit. There are 8 corners to the right and 7 to the left. Bahrain was first used in 2004, but the track has gone under major changes since then, and so have the cars. It's Silent Assassin on pole position. He managed to clock a very good lap time, 2/10 ahead of DNA Joe in the Red Bull. And can he keep it out of trouble? Unlike China, then he could have more 25 points under his belt. But first, the drivers do their final setup changes and then go on for the formation lap. Waiting for the final drivers to ready up, and the green light is shown for the start of the formation lap, and I'll hand over to Paul McGuinness for this.
To Jacko, who starts 12th on the grid. Jacko, this is Paul in the commentary box. How do you think your race will go this afternoon?
Personally, I'm just looking to get some points. I know I'm not the fastest, so we'll see what we can do from down here in 12th. I'm starting on the medium. Hopefully it'll work for me.
You're starting on the medium. That is your best option for the start of this race. Do you think you can, as you say, score some good points with that strategy?
Yeah, trying out with the other guys towards the back end of the points. That's the idea.
Okay, well, good luck, Jacko.
Thank you.
Well, I just want to point out, Jacko is on the medium compound of tyre. Now, we did see Sir Lane do that in China, and it worked marvellously for him. But can Jacko pull it off from so far back in the grid? He's going to have to find a lot of pace, especially with those front runners streaking away on the super soft compound tyre, making early pit stops for soft or medium. We do have a 29 lap race, so obviously we are on lap 0 because this is the formation lap. But Silent Assassin in leading the cars round. DNA Joe is in second. We'll actually do a quick rundown before the drivers go onto the grid. So Silent Assassin is leading the way so far in the formation lap. DNA Joe is in second place for Red Bull. In third place is Bobstar, who had a very good race last time out in the Renault. It's Owen Watson fourth for the team Ferrari. Demon Ash is in fifth for Force India. He'll be looking for a stronger turnout this time. It was going very well in China, but it all went downhill. So hopefully he can do better this time. It's Danny in sixth for Toro Rosso. In seventh is Liliart. Charlene is eighth in the Toro Rosso. Ninth is MK Bond, who I did think rejoined. 10th is Liverpool, You'll Never Walk Alone. Goody is in 11th for McLaren. Jacko is 12th. And Randoms is 13th. Baza is 14th. And I think the Ferrari of W415 IS77 rounds off the back of the grid. And indeed he does. The pole sitter is on his grid slot. He's waiting for the final drivers to come and take their grid slots. His tyres and brakes are cooling down. And this is looking to be a very exciting turn 1. A few quick drivers at the front, but what can they do? The drivers are ready up, the lights are coming on. We've got 5 red lights, and it is lights out, and away we go. Silent Assassin gets a pretty decent start. Bob's in the Renault. It looks like he's challenging DNA Joe early on. There's a McLaren, all the 2 McLarens touch, but thankfully he goes to DNA Joe up the inside, but Assassin has him covered. There's a Ferrari up the inside as well, but he hasn't been able to pass the Renault. Ducati has gone in the back. There's a slow moving McLaren at the back. And Silent Assassin under some serious pressure here from DNA Joe. Can he put it around the outside? That Red Bull just have superior downforce over the side. Does the Paul McGuinness S move with a switchback, almost banging wheels. Can they make the move just yet? No, he can. And the Red Bull has to slot into second place. A very good start, Paul McGuinness.
You know, a very, very good start by Silent Assassin there. Held off DNA Joe well there.
They've been side by side actually.
Some banging at the back there between Randoms, and who is that?
That's DNA Joe. He's sideways to make contact. Bobstar, he's almost put DNA Joe on the wall. Is he just going to let him pass? I think Bobstar's pulling off, I think. Does he let him pass? No, he doesn't. And Owen Watt overtakes the Red Bull as well. So, DNA Joe this time getting caught up in the wars, and he has Demon Ash for company as well on the back of that Red Bull. Tag Heuer branded as well, because they're too embarrassed to call it Renault. But Demon Ash here under some pressure from 6th place. Haas, Liliart, Fortune has gone wide, and there goes the Haas into P5. I think Danny might have a goal here. I think he's too far back. I think there's cars battling ahead as well. It's Owen Watt under some pressure from DNA Joe. Can DNA Joe take back that podium spot? He's pushed him wide. and he will hold on to third place. DNA Joe not getting much luck just now with Silent Assassin streaking away at the start of this Grand Prix, but now it's a drag race into turn 1. It looks like Owen Watt, maybe saving fuel, has the higher downforce. And I think he's going to try and outbrake DNA Joe up the inside. Misses the apex, he's going to go wide. Good chance here for DNA Joe to pull the cut back on lap 2. Indeed he can, and DNA Joe is into third place, and has been into turn 1, I think. One of the drivers letting us know on team radio. So Random Liverpool coming together. That is a squabble. Patent and Jacko going side by side with the Red Bull, and he does make the move, and Jacko into 11th place. He needs to make quick progress, especially with these drivers on super softs. He needs to kind of stay in touch. But also some of the drivers ahead will be doing 2-stop strategies. Maybe Jacko is on the 1-stop if there's no safety car or anything like that. And Liverpool looking for a dive on, but Jacko has him pretty covered off. So towards the front end, looks like Owen Watt isn't letting DNA Joe go just yet. He's 3.6 behind the leaders for Silent Assassin, really is starting to streak away. And DNA Joe looks like he's made a mistake there, going in really slow to that corner, and Owen Watt has a run on him maybe. Obviously no DRS just yet, the drivers need to cross the start-finish straight. There's 2 DRS detection zones down the main straight and down the support straight. But Danny on the back off the Force India now. He's pulled to the right hand side. I think he did run a bit wide and got a bit of lag as well as Danny for P7. Into the final corner they go. And I think Danny is maybe a bit too far back, especially without DRS now. Not much slipstream with these cars, so it is much harder to pass in a straight line, especially a Mercedes Power Force India car. It's going to be very difficult. So Lane, does he make a move on his teammate? No, very sensible about it, just locks the 2 front tyres into turn 1. Jacko is into P10 as well, so he's passed the Sauber of randoms. So he's starting to make some moves on those medium compound tyres, but he has lost a bit of ground to 9th place. Needs to try and pick up the pace just a bit more to maybe try and keep that gap where it is, and maybe try and eke into it as the tyres get a bit worn. And we have a slow Ferrari at the back. I think he has actually disconnected, so we'll ignore that. Silent Assassin then, currently leading this race, leading this race, MK Born. I've left the section for like the 4th time. Is there someone up in the background?
Owen White. P10.
Owen White then is now in P10. What happened to Owen White? Is anything happened to DNA Joe as well? Let's just have a look. DNA Joe, no, it's still 3rd.
Oh, Liverpool's round.
Oh.
Liverpool's
round in the background. Have a look at that to the Red Bull driver. What happened there, Paul?
He clipped the back of Owen Watt into the turn 10 hairpin there.
Did he try and go for the inside?
Yeah, he tried to go for the inside, yeah, but massively misjudged that and hit the back of him.
Right, well, Red Bulls then. It was a dodgy start for DNA Joe, and now if they start to come into this race, Liverpool, another Red Bull isn't having too much luck. He doesn't look like he has any plate damage either, so I guess that's a positive. But DRS obviously now activated as we are on lap 4. Danny closing up to the back of Demon Ash, but I think he's too far back. I think Demon Ash just lagged forward a bit. And number 66, Danny in the Toro Rosso, has got a teammate, so Lane Park Company behind as well. DNA Joe, I think he is gaining slowly on Bobster, who is not gaining on Silent Assassin, but the gap isn't getting too big between 1st and 2nd. It is neutralising a bit. Same with maybe 3rd and 2nd as well. It's kind of neutralising, but can DNA Joe pick up the pace and try and catch 2nd place? The half of Lilliard then. I think he's still after maybe 6th or 7th place in the half. He's now not so far behind DNA Joe and sitting in 4th, and what's going on behind there is the 2 and Force India. Danny then looking quite feisty behind Demon Ash. He is quite insistent, he's quite inconsistent when it's his driving. Again, quite late to open the DRS there was Danny. Maybe opened it a bit early, then he could have had a bit more of a chance, maybe a bit more closer. But Paul McGuinness, what was your make on the start?
Yeah, no, it was quite a clean start. Silent Assassin, mega start there. Yeah, he's pretty much dominating this race already. Although there is only 4 laps done, but he's got quite a big lead over 2nd place. So he's looking good for the win, I'd say.
Well, so far, I do know one thing Silent Assassin will not be hoping for, and that will be a safety car. He doesn't want a safety car, but it is a high probability, especially at this circuit, because the barrier is so close to the circuit. If you do whack one, there's a probability of you bouncing back off the barrier and coming back onto the track or near the track, especially around Bahrain with the barrier so close to the circuit. and Sir Lane getting very close to the back of his teammate. Franz Tost, he's biting his nails, doesn't want the two drivers to do anything stupid. They're not Esteban and Sergio Perez, but Sir Lane is definitely having a look there. And maybe Danny has dropped back a bit here from Demon. Maybe his tyres are starting to go off. I'm not sure how many laps he did do on these set of tyres in qualifying. Lap 5 out of 29. And so far the race is kind of calming down a bit.
Danny's
and the
going
Toro
wide.
Rosso actually went wide. Is that going to allow Sir Lane past? Franz Tost definitely biting his nails now. Sir Lane just sits behind, but they've got to watch out for the McLaren of Goody in the backhand on the soft compound tyre as well. He's currently 8th. Owen Watt's off again. We'll have a look at that. And, well, Owen Watt, he's going to be wrecking those tyres and be sliding about in that. This race hasn't gone too well for Owen Watt. I do believe he was the car in China, if I'm not mistaken, that made contact with Silent Assassin. So if it is, that's 2 bad races in a row now. There was a Haas off in the background as well, actually, we're just going to ignore that. So two Toro Rossos then, 4, 6 and 7. This is currently, I would say the battle for 6 now, because Demon Ash has streaked away. A bit of a Sir Lane, he's going to let Sir Lane go.
Sir Lane's through.
He's pulled over and let Sir Lane through, I think, because that looked a bit unusual. Maybe that is some communication from the pit wall to maybe try and let Sir Lane attack the Force India. Now that is something Perez and Ocon never do, so it's great team leadership there from Danny to let past his teammate. And can Sir Lane set a charge on Demon Ash? Jacko then, currently on the medium compound tyre in 10th place, 21 seconds behind Lewis, around about a pit stop now. Owen Watt just seems to be that little bit faster, but is obviously on the super soft tyre, but his tyres will be going off soon as we have the other Ferrari leave the session, unfortunately. And Liverpool has actually made a pit stop. He's gone on to the medium compound tyre. So when are we looking, Paul McGuinness, for these super soft runners to make their first pit stop?
Super softs, I'd probably say lap 13, 14 from experience, but we'll see what these drivers can make of the super soft tyres. Jacko's gone wide there. Random's on the back of him. Where are they? Let's see.
P11, P10 in the battle for the final point. He is within DRS range as well. I think he's too far back though from Jacko to really make the move.
Oh.
And there was a from Paul McGuinness. I think Random's got a bit closer to Jacko.
Yeah, looked as if he broke his
Sir Lane
there.
is captain Demon Ash here. This could be the moment. Can he do what his teammate couldn't do? He's getting called into the pits, but he's going to ignore it to try and make the move. DRS on the Toro Rosso, wide open. Oh, pulls. I think Demon Ash lagged it a bit.
There, yep.
I think Sir Lane maybe crapped himself. He is going to go for the inside, locking the front tyres, and he actually come across him there. That could have been end-plate damage if it was a bit faster speed. But Demon Ash all over the place. Maybe this is why Danny couldn't get past. He's now letting Sir Lane do it, but he couldn't get past either. And this is the territory, Paul, where Toro Rosso go to plan B and they go for the undercut on the Force India driver.
Yep, for sure. If I was Sir Lane, I would pit, stick on the set of softs or the mediums, and try the undercut on Ash. Especially with this lag, it's vital to get in front of Ash as quickly as possible.
Well, for the Toro Rosso, it does look like a best place finish. Looks to be 4th and 5th if they get past the Force India.
Yep.
Because I think the top 3 are streaking away a bit. So the undercut, get past the Force India, and then just take the 2 cars home.
Yep, for sure. That's what I would do. Definitely pit and get ahead of Ash, because it's unlikely with this lag that he's going to get past on track. Oh, he's trying there.
Let's just see what they do. I think if the Force India pits, the Toro Rosso maybe have to try and stay out. They have to maybe do the overcut.
Yep, do the opposite of what Ash does. That's what I would do, unless he tries it up the inside here. At the final corner. No.
But if you look in the bottom right, obviously he is getting called into the pit lane. Oh, Demon Ash has lost it there. This Demon Ash pit. Do not.
Yes.
Yeah, Demon Ash pit.
Right.
So. And now the Toro Rosso's in as well as Danny. I'm going to go with this actually, because I want to see who comes out ahead. I'm going to go with the Force India Demon Ash here.
Owen's pitting, by the way, on the Ferrari.
Just for me, I think he's been held there. I think.
Front wing.
He's been held.
Front wing change for Danny.
Maybe that's why Danny was slow. So that's going to kind of rule him out of this battle. There was a car leaving the pit lane as well, I did see, but I lost it. DNA Joe it was, who was pitted, currently behind Jacko. He's gone for the soft compound tyres, so is he going to the end, or will he need to make another pit stop for those super soft compound tyres?
It really just depends. The tyre wear around here is not too bad on this game, so he might get away with that, but he'll really need to look after the tyres. And he goes up the inside of Jacko, I think that was. Yep. Side by side down into turn 9.
For the soft side bump.
No, you're fine. It's a 3-car battle into turn 10.
I think made a pit stop because Bobster was provisional second, so he's been jumped by DNA Joe, and here comes Bobster on Jacko. At 6th and 5th, they are drag racing. Brake just before the 50-metre board, or just after it, depends how much brake pressure you're running, and Bobster's past. But can he get past DNA Joe to get back that second place? Goody is Silent Assassin's also made a pit stop as well, but I want to stay with Sir Lane here to see what he does. Sir Lane, does he dive into the pit lane? He will. I'm going to come back to this. I want to see where Silent Assassin's come out.
Yeah.
Assassin's come out in third, ahead of the two drivers, ahead of DNA Joe and Bobster. So let's go back to Sir Lane then to see where he comes out in this battle. What's it going to be for the Toro Rosso driver? He's going for the mediums.
Mediums.
So Paul, is that him to the end then?
I would say so, yeah. Yep. I'd say he should be fine with that to the end.
He did show in the last race he has good pace on those mediums there.
Here comes Ash down the pit.
There's Demon Ash. Demon Ash is past.
So he's
He's behind. That isn't good for the top, and he's on the slower compound. But I think Demon Ash will maybe have to make another pit stop.
Yep.
Danny in 11th place for Toro Rosso as well, also on the medium compound tyre. So both Toro Rossos going for the same compound off tyre on lap 929. But will Demon Ash's softs go off, so Sir Lane can then attack. Sir Lane is currently second because Goody hasn't made a pit stop. Now he was, if I don't get this wrong, he was the car behind the Demon Ash and the two Toro Rosso. Battle, he's lost it! There goes the front wing. Oh no, sorry, it's just an end plate. Goody put too much power down on the curb. Don't come out of the way of the Toro Rosso. He hasn't managed to avoid it. And there goes the front left end plate. Did you get that, Paul McGuinness?
No, I actually missed that. What happened?
Oh well, he was just coming out of the left-hander after the support straight. Put too much power down on the curb.
Yep.
And then the rear just had a mind of its own, and the front of the car just went speeding onto the barrier. But very lucky to only lose an end plate. Could have been a lot worse.
No, for sure. You could have ruined your race at that corner. I've done it myself. It's very easy to do.
He's got the VRS and the slipstream. He's also set the new fastest lap of the Grand Prix. And DNA Joe's weaving about there. Charlie Whiting will not be happy with that. And down into turn 1, he's too far back to make a move. So I'm going to come back to that later on. But Demon Ash then is streaking away from the Sir Lane. From the Sir Lane? From the Sir Lane. He's locking the front tyres yet again. That's not going to do your tyres any good, son. Danny's up to P8, so I don't think he's actually come out in a reasonable position, having a front wing change. He's still come out behind where he was.
Yeah, that's not worked out too badly actually.
On what? Did he start on the softs or did he make a pit stop?
I'm not sure on that one, but
he did
have
a pit stop.
Yeah, we had those incidents earlier on in the race, so he's maybe just decided to bolt on a set of new tyres and see how long he can manage this stint for.
Well, we know Owen Watt has some decent pace. He was up there for the start of the race. Can he attack Danny and get past Danny fast enough to maybe catch up to Sir Lane before he needs to make a pit stop?
He's definitely catching the back of him. But yeah, he should be able to get by. But whether he catches the Sir Lane in front, we'll need to see about that. But it definitely has some good pace.
Yeah, very good pace on the third driver. Silent Assassin
sets the fastest lap, 131.9.
Bobster, the DNS yet again on the Renault, and again he's too far back. We actually have a car at turn 1, so disconnected for now, so we'll just discard that one. But Bobster then, currently sat in a podium position. He had a very good race in China, has another very good race here so far in Bahrain. Don't want to commentate the curse it. He's only 3 seconds off the lead here, and Silent Assassin went for the softs as well, so I thought Silent Assassin went for the mediums, but he gets close to DNA Joe at certain parts of the circuit. and then just loses it all to the start finish straight when he has the DRS, which is going to aid you to get past the car ahead, but he just loses it all at certain parts.
Yeah, no, he's getting closer here, so he should get the DRS down the back straight, hopefully challenge at the end of this straight. We'll see. Oh, messed up the exit.
Again, so it's just when he's losing his time in the last sector. The Renault is not suited to this, probably running maybe a bit low downforce. Number 15 with a yellow, white and blue helmet, not the most amazing helmets, but still. Again, he's rode the curve right there, which is going to cost you. And he's managed to, is he going to run wide? I always run wide there. That's not too bad actually there.
That's a good run.
It's very easy to turn into the right-hander and the car just wants to go left.
Yeah.
Like, there's many drivers go on the curbs or they get it in the gravel there, but both these drivers, very clean so far with the driving style.
He's got the DRS.
Yet again.
Looks to be weaving a little down the street. DNA Joe.
I am noticing now why he's not overtaking this Red Bull. He's only hitting around about 194, 193 miles an hour down that long straight, where other drivers are hitting 200, 201 miles an hour. So I'm going to go with DNA Joe next time, if the cameraman would let me go with DNA Joe on board, just to see the speed difference. So we're going to compare it lap by lap. So Bob's was 194, 193-ish. What's going to be DNA Joe's speed for turn 1?
Well, that would explain why he's catching in sector 1 and sector 2 with the more downforce. So,
but then loses it all in sector 3.
Yeah, it would definitely explain that. But we'll see what.
There's no really overtaking opportunities as well in sector 1 and sector 2.
No, it's all down sector, the end of sector 2 and sector 3.
So I'm going to go on board with DNA Joe now then. I'm going to go with DNA Joe anyway. In the Red Bull, he's currently 2.7 behind Silent Assassin. I'm going to watch that gap as well, 2.8 now. Don't need to watch the gap, he's going slower anyway. Again, both drivers keeping it off the curbs, which is obviously going to gain you time as well. So let's have a look at his speed then. I do think Bob's are again too far back, especially with this lack of straightness speed. Maybe he had it in the lane to save some fuel, but let's have a look then. So what's DNA Joe hitting down the straight? 180.
Bobster with the DRS, 195 miles an hour with the DRS
open. They're both kind
open.
of hitting the same, but I did notice there with DNA Joe his fuel light is on, but it keeps coming on and off.
Oh.
So he's kind of round about the 0 mark. He did go a bit wide there actually.
Yeah, I had a wee twitch out of turn 2 to there.
The gap to the leader, 2.8, kind of neutralising it, that kind of area now. Both drivers kind of at the same pace, 2.8, 2.7. The gap seems to be staying there.
Just reading the chat here from Flexi. He's sort of giving us a live standings. Anyway, he says Silent Assassin 52 points, DNA Joe 44 points, and Bobster 40 points as it stands.
So as it stands, Silent Assassin would go back top of the Drivers' Championship where he was in China, but after the Chinese race, post-race, he unfortunately dropped down due to an incident with a Ferrari. But it looks like he's back fighting and is back to get that top spot of the championship. Or, as Davide Valsecchi says, he's going to get the leadership of the championship.
He's going to get the leadership.
Bobster again, he's too far back from DNA Joe to do anything in a straight line. It must be so frustrating for the Renault driver.
For sure DNA Joe is managing his fuel here. For sure.
Well, it feels like he's coming on and off. So
Nico said for sure.
On the back of it,
I'm doing an Eco Rosberg. For sure. Right, on board with Bobster here into the first turn. He takes a lot of curb into that first corner.
Yeah, he does. I've noticed that. Yeah, that's going to cost you. That's going to cost you a whole run up the hill here.
Yeah.
That one corner can cost you so much. It's going up a large part of the circuit.
Especially in this corner here.
Yeah, you get that one wrong, then you've lost pretty much your whole momentum going through this left, right, left sector. He's actually quite slidey there. This Bobster's rear is quite unsettled going through there.
It's a very difficult section to get right though. You need to have the car absolutely planted, and even at that, it's still easy to make a mistake there.
You need to have the car hooked. Can I just note Lily Art 14 in the Haas Where did he start? Let's have a look at my race director. ILR started in. It's not gonna tell me, but I'm pretty sure he started in about 6th, 7th, 8th kind of area. He's now currently sitting 4th on the soft compound tyre. He's doing very well in that Haas.
Yeah, for sure.
Well.
He's quietly going about his business there, getting up to 4th position there. Hope he might end up jumping Sir Lanark's and or Sir Lane, should I say, and Danny.
Now, I was just about to come to that point actually. Yeah. Sir Lane looks like he's actually caught the back of Demon Ash a bit. He looks like Demon Ash isn't pulling away as much anymore.
No.
Is this his softs starting to go? Are his softs at the 30, 40 kind of mark?
Possibly, but I just think in general.
Sir Lane, there goes the rear. All that hard work is gone again. Even on
the medium tyres, I still think Sir Lane has a slight advantage on Ash in speed-wise. So
Jacko under pressure here. The battle for 7th. Owen Watt has the inside line. Jacko's going to squeeze him. Apparently they made contact. He's fuming on the radio. And he is passed. And he has a Toro Rosso as well. Danny's now 9th. Wasn't Danny behind where he was? He must have. I'm going to look at the lap times actually to see if he has made a mistake. Let's have a look at Danny then. So we're looking at, that's the pit stop time. 2 minutes, 1:33, 1:33, 1:34. Seconds slower on that lap time. Don't see where he would have lost all this time.
No.
On the medium combat tyre. Maybe he is just slower than these cars ahead.
To be fair, he's not that far behind, to be fair. Only a couple of seconds behind the back of Jacko.
So Lane though, one thing he does need to make sure that he doesn't battle Owen Watt too much, because he needs to remember that he is in a race with Demon Ash. 4th, 5th place.
Yeah, no, there's no point in fighting the battles that don't really matter. Just if Owen catches, just let him go and concentrate on keeping Sir Lane behind just now.
Danny then, who we are thinking has had a mistake because he was behind Sir Lane. He's now not. He's now down in 9th place, and that's that's the disconnected car. Let's say that's Giddy overtaking someone, but it's not. There is a battle though for 11th place here, and it's randoms on the back of MK Bourne. I do believe both of these are in the race.
Yep.
I think MK Bourne did come back, did he not?
Yeah, no, he's definitely racing.
So MK Bourne is racing. The DRS on the back of random Cyber number 36 is open. He is too far back though from the Honda powered McLaren. And Liverpool then. It's all gone wrong since that mistake. He's currently racing nobody in 14th and doesn't look like they'll come out ahead of anybody just yet. And what's the gap to leader? Silent Assassin has managed to get it to 3.7. It was 2.7, was it not? So a second has been pulled out on 1st to 2nd. Bobson again. So frustrating for the Renault driver. He's still stuck behind this Red Bull, but it hasn't got the strength and speed to actually get past.
There's nothing worse than being stuck behind a car and not being able to get past. The frustration must be boiling in Bobster's helmet right now. Especially knowing that he's catching in Sector 2 but loses it all in Sector 3. Every single lap. Random's retired.
Called it a day, maybe. His MGUK is giving up, or his MGUH. That's Sauber then. Low funding, and they've got last year's Ferrari engine. And that has, I think, clung down on him. But so Lane then, is he coming under pressure? No, he's not coming under pressure just yet.
No.
From the soft runner of Owen Watt. In the Scuderia Ferrari. Jacko currently running in a solid 8th place, and he's under pressure here from Danny, and Danny demotes him down to 9. It always took a lot of curve. That's going to compromise his whole run, and here it has. The rear stepped out when he managed to get back on the tarmac, and Jacko has lost a position. So, Paul, for the likes of Jacko, on the medium compound tyre, it's now lap 17 out of 29.
Yep.
When are you expecting these medium compound tyres to finally hit the cliff, or Mercedes to call it a day and chuck on a set of softs or super softs?
I think there's still a couple of laps left at least. If Jacko's feeling up to it, I guess he could stick on We have the ultra softs here, don't we? You could stick on
No,
a
it's the super soft.
super softs, yeah. We could stick on a set of super softs for the last couple of laps, but well, we can go down to them now. Jacko, how was your tyre wear?
I was just getting it out for you actually. The front left is a bit warm, but the car still feels pretty good to drive. So.
Do you think you can go all the way to the end on that set?
No, I don't think they're
No.
more than lap 20.
Right.
But Danny has gone wide.
And Danny has gone wide.
Now, a problem I want to point out here is Soleil keeps locking those front tyres.
Yeah.
That's not going to do your tyres any problem at all. Change your brake bias or something on what actually pulls into the pit in the background. And there's also a car leaving the pits here in front of Demon Ash. It's Silent Assassin. He's got to come out ahead of the Force India, and he has. He's want to get stuck behind traffic, and he's gone for the medium tyres.
That's interesting.
What tyre did he start on? Maybe he took the balance set and doesn't have the super soft lefts. But surely you're allowed to use your quality set, you know?
Surely would use that quality set. Yeah, you can, yeah. But maybe it was just too worn to really use for the last, 11 laps.
Is this going to cost him the race now? He's got the slower compound tyre on for what, the final 12 or so laps? 12, 13 or so laps. Will Bobster and DNA Joe have the softer compound available? If they do, then that Sauber is in trouble towards the end of this race.
Yeah. Yeah, well, to be
so
fair...
Lane is also catching Demon Ash.
Oh, Bobster's quite close to the back of DNA Joe now.
Is this
a lot closer.
Is this the chance now? Do they pit now just to try and cover off the Sauber? I know they were 3 seconds or so behind, but he is on fresh rubber. DNA Joe is in.
They're both pitting.
Bobster is in as well. I'm going to stick with Bobster. So, stuck at 48 miles an hour into second gear. Red Bull gets service first, and then it will be the Renault. Now, Bobster needs to make sure that a car doesn't come in between then. And DNA Joe's going to come out easily ahead. Softs are on. And I think that was a slow...
Here comes Silent Assassin.
Silent Assassin. But keep in mind, they do have the faster compound tyre.
Yep. Oh, this could be...
That's some lane. And Demon Ash must have pitted because Lane was catching him quite rapidly, especially on those medium compound tyres.
For sure, Bobster will go to the end on those tyres, no problem. So
now this will be Bobster's best chance, I do believe. The Red Bull is currently in fourth and behind the sister team. The Solane, isn't going to get out of the way.
No, he's got his own race to run.
Because he's going to the end of the race now. So he doesn't have to get out of the way. So Bobster will be praying inside that cockpit, because I know I do when a driver comes out in traffic, even praying that he gets held up.
Yeah, DNA Joe has the DRS on Sir Lane, so he'll see if he can overtake into turn 11?
Turn 11, I'm pretty sure that is, yeah.
Oh, he's got...
some Lane closing the door. Is that illegal? He was ahead.
Yeah, that's fine, that's totally fine.
Yeah, that... Oh, here we go, he's in the substitute yet again. This time he goes for the inside on the fresh soft, and he makes the move, but that is it. That's not what Bobster was wanting. He wanted to be held up for a lot longer than what he was there.
So there we go. DNA Joe can now set about getting on Bobster with 10 laps to go.
Change that around, it's Bobster and DNA Joe, but yes, you were pretty much correct.
Yeah, okay.
He's heading off just before sector 3.
Who?
Car was going really slow in front of me. Goody.
Goody then in the McLaren. Well, in Australia was lapped 2 times. In China, improved on that, and dishing out, he's currently sitting in a 10th place, which will take home a point from him, and he has end plate damage as well.
He'll need to pit this lap.
He's gonna pull into the pits. That will surely be for a set of softs or super softs. Danny in the other Toro Rosso has just come out on the pit lane, but there was a battle actually just there. It was Owen Watt and Sir Lane pitted. He's gone for the softs. He's going to go to the end of this race, and he's behind Demon Ash. But Demon Ash, what did he go for? He went for the softs as well. Sir Lane also went for the soft, and Owen is on centre medium compound tyre. My spectator comes a bit slow there for switched him. Cancel Lane finally set a charge Paul McGuinness on Demon Ash.
He needs to be fair, Demon Ash has actually got quite a bit of pace during this race, so Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure, to be fair. We'll need to see with 9 laps to go if he can catch the back of Demon Ash. But I'm not sure he can, to be honest.
Something I'm going for here. ILR has made a second pit stop and is still 4th.
Wow.
The Haas driver has managed to pull this off ridiculously from starting towards the back end of the top 10, now sitting in a very comfortable 4th behind, I would say, the 3 fastest drivers.
Yeah, I think ILR's probably just settle for 4th place. That's a really good drive. I would settle for yeah, that's a really good drive.
I mean, maybe I don't think he could do with some advice on what he could have done better in this race, but he does need advice on a new helmet. That is ridiculous. That is one of the ugliest things I've ever seen, especially in a Haas car, which is great.
Yeah, it looks like a bumblebee, but anyway.
Right. I don't know if he's catching fast enough, but DNA Joe is 7.2, roughly that point behind the leader. He's now at 5.4 with what? 9 laps to go.
Yeah, I think he'll catch.
Will he catch an assassin and snap this one away?
But getting past is another thing, so...
Maybe Bobster could do the same thing as well, but I think the straight line speed is letting him down. It's going to compromise his whole... It's really compromised his whole race. Hasn't been able to really move up the grid in straight lines and stuff like that. He could maybe, with that pace, maybe had second place, maybe been a bit closer to Silent Assassin, but the high downforce is compromised him, especially down the straights. Yeah,
no, for sure. He's obviously not got the balance right between downforce and straight line speed.
He hasn't done that very well. So Lane also catching 5th place. Demon Ash and Owen Watt hasn't really been able to set a charge on those medium compound tyre. I think maybe his best finishing position will be 7th, DNA Joe. The new fastest lap.
1:31.
Here we go then. So Lane, this could be his moment to finally get past. It literally is. It's the new fastest lap actually. Very well there from the Haas driver. Quite impressed. Demon Ash anyway then, under some pressure, and Sir Lane even locking up on fresh tyres. But this is though for the Haas driver. Going to hand over to Paul McGuinness for this one.
Yep, he's got the DRS open down the pit straight. He's closing very quick. Oh, the problem is Ash is lagging all over the place. He really needs to get past ASAP.
If he doesn't get past, you could see the Ferrari maybe.
Yeah, no, definitely. Owen could definitely catch up to the back of Sir Lane if he can't get past Demon Ash. Because that lag is a bit of an issue.
Bobster's gone. Bobster is out of this battle pretty much. But DNA Joe is now 4.5 behind. Another second has been pulled out on this lap.
Oh, it's going to be... This is going to be a close one.
On as well.
Yeah.
He can't exactly run rich either. If he does it, he'll have to save fuel towards the end of this race. And saving fuel in this game is torture.
No, there's no chance of saving fuel, especially around this circuit. So, yeah, he's
still ahead.
Demon Ash.
Still ahead so far. Hasn't got the best run up the hill though, under the Rolex sign. The car's then glistening in the light. The moonlight and the lights placed around the circuit. These cars do look fantastic. So Lane now, we're about to start lap, I'm pretty sure we're on lap 23, are we not?
Yep, lap 23 we're going on to.
The lap counter is for the driver I'm on, okay, right. So Lane then, with the DRS, 119 miles an hour, up to 8th gear. Oh, with the super fuel throttle and rich mix. Again, walking the front tyres, yet again. Maybe that's what's compromising him in this race. He's wearing his tyres far too quickly compared to other drivers around him. Now, he wasn't doing this around the likes of China.
No. That's a really heavy braking zone into turn 1 though. Oh, Ash is lagging all over the place. That's going to be a massive distraction.
Go with it. And is this going to put off the lane?
Wow, that is...
There is nothing worse than being right behind the driver that is lagging because you feel you've got the run on them and then they just jump forward.
Yeah, I know that feeling, Aiden. No comment.
That was my old internet.
Oh, what is going on with this camera?
Ash almost took him out, almost took out Sir Lane there with a lag. Now, I'm not so clear on the rules for ILR. I just race and then obviously if I get penalised then I take it. What is the rule on lag? If Demon Ash lags into Sir Lane, what goes on there?
that would need to be for the stewards to decide if any penalties would be given. I don't think there's any specific rules on that, but I know it is a frustration. I know from previous races,
yeah,
there's nothing worse than being taken out with somebody else's lag. But at the moment, all seems good. You just can't really get too close to the back of them.
We're around about 6 to 7 laps remaining. Dean and Joe's now 3.1 behind.
Oh,
he is catching.
Yep, you can even see him now in the distance.
But do his softs go off before he gets there?
I don't think they will, to be fair.
Well, Assassin's been on his mediums 3 laps longer than DNA Joe. And DNA Joe will be pushing his absolute hardest now to catch up to the Sauber. Is he going to wear most of the performance out of that softs and then catch up to the Sauber and then not be able to do anything about it?
I think the softs are actually a decent tyre, so hopefully they'll be able to hold up. But as I say around here, unless you've got the straight line speed, it's very, very difficult to pass.
Well, it's kind of hard to judge if DNA Joe has a straight line speed because the Monster being so slow in a straight line. We haven't really seen first and second really battle until obviously, well, there was a moment where Silent Assassin pulled into the pits in Bobster and DNA Joe was going at it. But his fuel light's on again. He's running out of laps, but he is faster. This Bobster actually in the background, actually in the Renault. The light's bouncing off that banana cart. He will be asking for an accident between these two and then just go on through for the race win. But you can only imagine as a racing driver when you're miles behind, you can only imagine of what you want to happen. And I've certainly done that. I was only imagining of race wins. And I have a few. I don't have loads, but I definitely have a few.
Which were obviously flipped.
I don't have any in ILR, but I have I have one somewhere else. But we're not going to talk about that for now because I am obviously an ILR driver and I am only an ILR driver. And that's what I want to be. So, running out of laps for DNA Joe to get past the leader who's now 2.8 behind. This is going to be close, Paul McGuinness.
Yep. It just depends if Silent Assassin's switched up the engine mode and if he's got the fuel to go to the end as well, which they should do, but it's just a case of managing it like DNA Joe is doing right now.
I've just actually got on board here with Silent Assassin and he's fiddling with the steering wheel a lot. By the looks of it, it looks like he's putting it into lean and then standard and then lean again for the corners. Maybe he has fuel issues as well.
Yep, no, there could be. This is a difficult circuit on fuel, so most of the drivers will probably have.
With the steering wheel.
Yeah, no, he's definitely fiddling with some settings on that steering wheel.
Well, he is coming up to some back markers. Liverpool, it's gone all wrong for them. Currently 13th. Yeah, the leaders have to get past the Red Bull, and they've also got to get past Baza if they catch up. One Haas in 12th, one Haas in 4th. It's been a decent weekend, but does Liverpool? Obviously you have to get out of the way, but does he get out of the way in a stupid place just for his teammate? I don't know if these two drivers have the communication that obviously that we did back last season, but does he try and get out of the way of a stupid place? Does he know his teammate is in second?
No, I wouldn't think so. But I would just get out of the way regardless of who it is. That's just me.
You've got to get out of the way.
Yeah.
It's just the rule. You can't dick about with it. Blue flag, you got to get out of the way. But
yeah, you get 3 warnings and then you get a penalty. So
obviously he's got to be careful he doesn't exceed that. But he doesn't want to pull over now and let him past. So the dirty air is going to hurt.
And he's ran wide.
On this heat. What's the gap now? The gap is 3 seconds. He's lost a bit of time now, DNA Joe.
There's a chance Silent Assassin could get DRS with Liverpool in front. So
again, he's getting affected with dirty air on the medium compound tyre. That is the thing. He is getting DRS actually. It was very good. It was very well spotted there, Paul McGuinness. Has the Red Bull got enough? This is what I was talking about. Does DNA Joe have enough? He's running out of lap times. He's lost maybe about 2/10, I think, because it was 2.8, I think. It's now 3 seconds. But Silent Assassin has been trapped. I'm going to stay with Silent Assassin to see when he does get past the Red Bull. And the Red Bull does brake very early for the corner and is now past the back marker. There's his teammate in the behind. Silent Assassin will be praying for the driver to be held up in the background, but I think Joe, I don't think he has enough anymore.
He's gained 3/10 in the first sector, but I don't think it's going to be enough.
Silent Assassin has got past the other back marker as well, but the running out of lap times, his fuel light is on, and it stayed on. That's a concern for Red Bull.
Oh,
he's not getting DRS either from these back markers.
Bobster with a slide in the background. Yeah. As much as DNA Joe has done a really good job trying to manage the gap, I just don't think it's going to be enough. We've got 3 laps to go, and he's still to get by this traffic.
Well, like you said earlier, he might get the DRS, and if Liverpool sees it as his teammate, he might get out of the way much faster. But he is in a battle actually. What are they battling for? Let's have a look. They're battling for P13, and he's got wide. They're battling for P13. Now, this is the moment where he has to get past now. He's got to get past them both now, while he's on the straight. Liverpool's obviously trying to stay as close as he can. He doesn't want to let them through because he's in a battle of his own. He's got in the way.
Oh wow. That would have affected Joe's run.
His run. It's 2.9 now. And he had a straight line. And he's passed the other back marker. We're on the penultimate lap of this Grand Prix, and it does look like we're going to have a race winner off Silent Assassin, but never speak too soon. What's going on then for battle for 5th? Well, Solane then has lost a lot of ground to Dimanche. Maybe he's just called it a day. He's got a battle on in the background here. Danny doesn't got the inside of Owen Watt. It's medium versus softs. He can't quite get past just yet, Danny, but if he gets past, I think he'll be very happy with that, especially having a front wing change, being down to 9th and stuff like that. Jacko, who went for the medium compound tyre, is currently sat in, he's actually gone for the softs actually, started on the mediums, gone for the soft. He's actually in P9, so he's gained, what, 5 positions from just starting on the medium compound tyre. Does he have to watch out for the MK Porn? I'm not sure about his pace.
Yes, MK Brom was 14 seconds behind me about 10 laps ago.
So MK Porn has gained 14 seconds on Jacko, but again, does the McLaren have enough to get past? Liverpool and Baz are going at it for P12. We're just going to ignore that rule because it doesn't mean anything. Is that 2 cars going off in the background? It's the lap cars, it's the Haas and the Red Bull. You know what? It's still the battle. Let's go for it.
Oh, good battle there. Liverpool and Baza into turn 1.
Up the inside. Oh, they're banging wheels.
Still side by side.
And Liverpool makes a very good move of that, doesn't he?
Yeah, no, he swung it out towards the pit wall there.
Vote for your driver of the day in the comments now before the race comes to an end. We're on the final lap of this Grand Prix. Vote for your driver of the day in the chat right now. Personally, I would go for the Haas driver. I would go for ILR3. Started 6th, 7th-ish, I think. Maybe even more. And he's managed, well, if he takes it home, he'll take it home in 4th. Very good drive from the Haas. Thoughts, Paul McGuinness, on your driver of the day?
Driver of the day, yeah, I need to agree with you on that one, ILR. Just
go for the Haas driver then.
Yeah, came from nowhere. Was very yeah, he done it without really showing anything, you know.
I never even knew he was
up there, no, exactly.
So.
He's done it without really much battling or anything like that. So yeah, no, he's done a good job.
Here we go then. Silent Assassin comes round the final corner, and he will return to the top of the Drivers' Championship. It's a race win for the Cyber. DNA Joe didn't have enough in the back of that Red Bull, and will take home 2nd place. Bobster, he never had enough, and Bobster comes home in 3rd. ILR, very impressive drive for the Haas. He will take it home in 4th. Jacko is a battle for the, I think it's the final point maybe, and MK Bond's actually passed Jacko, but Damon Ash will take it home somehow in 5th. How was that posting driver held on from the pressure from the 2 Toro Rossos? Manages to hold on. Danny's got past Sir Lane. Danny comes home in 6th. Owen got past Sir Lane as well. Sir Lane comes home in 8th. What went wrong there for the driver? Jacko then battling for 9th place with MK Born. I don't think the Mercedes has enough though to get past the Honda powered McLaren. Now, coming a wee cheeky corner cut there.
You didn't see it.
No, we never seen that.
No, we never seen it though. And he will take home the final point. Goody in the other McLaren. If the list on board of him.
MK Bond had a penalty.
So MK Bond had the penalty, so the other McLaren then will come home in 11th. So 10th and 11th then to the two McLaren drivers. Where are... Oh, I can't expect the other people because the leader had already finished. So, a very good race under the lights of Bahrain. The fireworks are now booming in the air. And I'm pretty sure Silent Assassin can't wait to get on the top step of that podium. A very good drive from the Cyber driver. A very good drive from second place as well, to be able to catch an 8-second gap, 7-8 gap, to get it down to maybe, what, roughly 2 seconds. Very good drive from Bobster as well, with the lack of straight line speed. Very good race from Bobster. He wouldn't be able to defend himself, somehow manages to get that car on the podium. And for me, obviously the driver of the day would obviously be the Haas driver. Came from nowhere and comes home in 4th as the drivers spray the champagne. That TV cameraman is getting soaked. I'll let Paul do the rundown then.
There we go, so it's a very, very good race win from Silent Assassin, who takes 1st place and 25 points. DNA Joe, very unlucky there, but still a good drive to 2nd place. Bobster, strong and consistent as normal, takes 3rd. Lily at 4th. Demon Ash somehow managed 5th with all that lag. Danny 6th. Owned Watt in 7th, if that's how you say his name. Sir Lane in 8th. Jacko in 9th. And Goody takes the final point in 10th.
Well, a very good race then from us all. And until next time, that is it. We will see you in Russia, where Scotland will actually be in Russia. See you next time.